And so, like, if anything's the tip on this, it's that you can't be doing the same thing forever, thinking you're going to, like, thrive in that area. You got to mix it up. You got to figure out what's working best. You need to have some new creativity, some new ideas, some new opportunities, and that'll make you think about different ways to do it. Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. Okay, we're back. Part 2 of discussing a little bit about time blocking that we have been recently doing that I'm hoping will help benefit some of you out there. Obviously, we have some processes that go in a lot more detail. Y'all could reach out to us more, and we could help you with that. But so first was, okay, we are going to prioritize our connection in our marriage, even above like getting into the categories of, okay, so what are we doing with the kids? What are we doing for sports? All those kind of areas. So we put all this out there. We realized, okay, for sure, our commitment over the next 12 months is we're going to have a monthly date night, and we're going to stick to them. We're going to invest the time, the money, the energy, the babysitters, all of it, because the rest of everything else doesn't work right when we're not working right, right?
Yes, I think that's the key to the whole thing we're talking about here, is that the reason time blocking is so important is so that you can make the most important things the most important things. Mm-hmm. By default, when you are a person that wants to get a lot done, if you don't prioritize your relationships, you will automatically fill in that time with getting other things done. It could be business, it could be working out, it could be whatever you think is most important in your life at that time. So if you do not take the time to put the first things first, they're automatically going to be on the back burner all the time.
Yep.
And when they are on the back burner, the people around you realize they're on the back burner.
Yep.
They are constantly trying to do something, behave in a way, say something for you to notice them. And sometimes it turns into almost a negative way of acting out. It's kind of like sometimes when kids are misbehaving, and they're typically well-behaved kids, and they start behaving where needy or misbehaving or whatever the case may be. I mean, yes, sometimes it's just they need to be disciplined, but sometimes it's they are literally looking for attention from you. Mm-hmm. And that happens in your own personal relationship with husbands and wives.
Right.
That you will start arguing about stuff, disagreeing about stuff, not connecting about stuff, because you're literally almost picking a fight because you're angered about the disconnection.
Yeah. Yeah. So keeping your love on is what matters, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the first thing. Second thing for us is probably that our family is going to be closer and more spiritually strong over the next 12 months. So then how do we start prioritizing some of that? For us, it's like, okay, we've gotten a little loose with having our weekly team meetings, just a lot of moving parts and things coming up, a new sports schedule, a new game, new practice here. And we just allowed it to really get away from us for a bit. And we've been really good about this in the past, like where we would do this weekly, and we just had to rework our schedule and be like, okay, what night's really going to work? At least for the next handful of months here. And so we'll do a couple episodes in the future about what a family team meeting looks like. But it's really a great connection point where we reiterate our core values of our family. We get calendar communication out, expectations we have for things that we're going to be at. We also really get to do some great recognition and encouragement. And when there's consistency in that, there's so much power in that.
Yeah, we actually take our team meeting to a deeper level than just having dinner together.
Yeah.
Because, dinner together is fun. Like, that's just communicating, laughing, having fun, just kind of talking about your specific day. But our team meeting nights are kind of like going in depth and reminding ourselves what our real core is.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when we've done it so well in the past, we noticed how valuable and effective it was of building in the culture of our family and people performing for that edification every every week and everybody noticing it. And it just keeps all the right things in the front of everybody's minds. But then we also have experienced in the last 6 months not doing it. It's like, wow, this really, I mean, it's something you have to keep doing. Like you can't just do it for a season. All of a sudden you think that the culture is just going to stay the way you want it. You have to invest into this, right?
Well, and truly, everybody misses it when we don't do it. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like nobody is dreading having a team meeting.
No.
It's just that sometimes others, quote unquote, fun gets in the way, And so when we really slow down and enjoy our team meetings, by the end of it, everybody is like so thankful and excited that we all connected.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. And then next on our list was probably, business increase, right? It was probably the next top priority for us. And so here we had to sit down and be like, okay, we got a lot of, things going on. We got a lot of new things happening. We have other things we want to expand. Okay. Of all of these things, which ones do we want to pursue right now? Like, cause there's some that are just sitting there that we could, or we couldn't. And we had to make some decisions. Like they're all good, but which ones are really going to help us accomplish what our long-term goals are, financially. Right.
Well, and which ones are enjoyable? Which ones do we enjoy, being in the process of growing? We've all gone through seasons where we maybe have to grow something, have to do something that you don't want to do just to, provide for your family or whatever. But when you get to the point where you can make decisions of what is something that we enjoy doing, what brings the right flow to us. And when we do it, we feel like we're really making a difference, not only for us, but others too.
Yeah.
And that matters to us. And so, just laying it out and really deciding what projects can we get in place that will accomplish what we really want to do long term.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then you get that in place. And then it's like, okay, so now on a weekly basis, how are we investing time into this? Because one thing that we had going on was, I'm working on this business for a couple hours and this other business for an hour. And then this other thing come up for 2 hours. And I just was really struggling getting a good flow going. It felt like it was 3 times as much work as it was. I was getting really exhausted by it. And now we just rework things. It's like, okay, no, I'm going to have a block. And so business number 1, I got these 5 hours in one day that are blocked out for this, but I don't do any other work. I don't answer calls about anything else. I don't answer emails. I just stick in that. Day 2, it might be a different block for a different business. And for me, I think everybody's a little bit different, but if you really do the research, if you study the research on this, that multitasking is not a thing of productivity. Like it's, in fact, there's so much research about the more that you multitask, how low your productivity gets. And so for me, I have to okay, let's block, right? Let's block. Let's only focus on one thing at a time. It's how my brain works best. And then I'm going to be able to shut that down too when that block's over. And so that also, though, once we started doing this, we're like, oh, okay. Well, for instance, for coaching, individual coaching. Okay, well, because I put these blocks in here, I only have space for this many clients, and I'm not making space for more because now I'm going to interfere with other time blocks I have for another business or another company or whatever, right?
Totally. And then for me, it's really figuring out what time of the day I can be most productive. I can time block, but for instance, I do better in the mornings, getting some stuff done. I know myself, that's when I have the most energy. That's when I am most creative. That's when I can work on stuff. Really, what's important is understanding what time of the day you are most productive. And that's the important part of understanding how to time block for you in your future and what you want to accomplish.
Yeah. And so then after we did some business stuff like that, now we get down into, okay, well, what are we doing for kids' sports? And you were just looking into ballet and jazz dance or something for both Ellie and Hunter. But now it's like, okay, well, these are the windows we have available to be able to fit something like that in. If the ballet was only going to be during one of our business time blocks, then we're probably not doing ballet for this season, right? But because we have that availability, then you start kind of filling that in, right?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things is that, again, if one of the priority is sports for your kids or a dance for your kids or, music lessons for your kids, we've made that all still happen for all 6 of them. We just had to make sure that it was within what worked for our time blocks.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then again, there's the flexibility to do it all.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do. It's not like you have to give up everything when you time block. What you actually do is become more productive.
Sure. And then you go another category, then it's kind of like friendships and maybe even / like church commitments, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously our priority in our heart, church is
well, it's
number
spiritual
one.
growth.
Yes.
Spiritual growth is,
Right.
So there's certain things that we do that are going to create spiritual growth. We have a great church. We're going to be there every Sunday. Our kids are going to be involved in that,
Yes.
as well.
And we're involved in it at the levels that, is just so passionately in our heart to be. And so we're so excited about that. So, I mean, that was already kind of time blocked in the family time too, because our faith with our family kind of go together
Sure.
too.
Sure.
I mean, honestly, like when we think about what we enjoy most as a family, it's worshiping God and going and being part of the community. So it's like we enjoy that as a family time too. So enjoying the extras though, the things that are like above and beyond, that's what we had to figure out within the church. The extra, I was invited to certain things like a youth night or something like that. Does that fit for us right now, or is that not going to fit right now?
Right.
Or I was invited to, whatever, a special, maybe a leadership getaway or something like that. Of course we're going to work really hard to get, our calendar cleared for that. But, if it doesn't, we understand that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
or even getting asked to serve in certain capacities. And, it's like, okay, but not that we don't want to, we're all about that. However, does it fit in this current season, for like, say the next 3 months, because, I'm in an apprenticeship and I got this going on and we have extra things that won't typically be there.
correct.
You know what I mean?
And then as things free up, then we, reorg our time blocks.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key to us time blocking, is that we were keeping the same time blocking for the last however many seasons. And we realized, because of our disconnection, that doing it the same way we've always done it isn't working anymore.
Yeah.
And so, like, if anything's the tip on this, it's that you can't be doing the same thing forever thinking you're going to thrive in that area. You got to mix it up. You got to figure out what's working best. You need to have some new creativity, some new ideas, some new opportunities, and that'll make you think about different ways to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So you throw all this out there and it's like, okay, now you actually get this fine-tuned calendar that's going to need some tweaking and adjusting.
Yes.
But I will tell you, just since we've done this, it's made, I know, at least a couple of our business endeavors a lot easier. Like, it's, I don't know, just that mental focus in one direction. It makes me more present for the evening when I have to go do something for the sports, instead of a little bit frayed in my attention for both. And I don't know, it's just fun. So this extra work up front, I remember hearing the quote that Abraham Lincoln said, that if I had 5 hours to cut down a tree, I'd spend 4 hours sharpening the axe, right? And I feel like there's an investment on the front end for the next 3, 6, 12 months to really sharpen the axe here. Like, okay, what really matters to us? How can we do this? What do we need to cut out? What can we keep in? What do we need to just postpone? But are we making sure that the priorities are on check? And we'll have our monthly date nights where we'll kind of do a little bit of a litmus test on this and see how's things going. Do we need to make some adjustments? Do we not? Et cetera. Right?
Yep. That's the flexibility of it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fun doing it with you.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about having some 80s party time with the kids this weekend.
All righty. It'll be the best time ever.
That's right. Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. And we have great news. You get more of us. You can expect new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So be sure to consistently tune in with us and enjoy our show. See you next time.